I am interested to know, dear Americans, what were your civics classes like? Because even though, as I was saying before, even though none of this was really very well anticipated, even though it was not very well anticipated, if at all, mm, well, the notion of being prepared prepared for it is kind of part of the definition of being American. Part of the definition of being American. And even though my friend Gabe at the local bar there, he's a bartender, I was asking him about, I already said this, but I said, did you guys learn how to oppose tyranny? And he laughed and said, no, we didn't learn anything. Now, dear friends, did I learn how to oppose tyranny? I've been contemplating this because, as you know, I went to Irvine High School. And even though we were very suburban behind the orange curtain, I guess it was fairly conservative. Humanities department was serious. And through a slow and steady osmotic method, if osmosis is osmotic, I guess I got to understanding that by definition, the country is something that we are supposed to defend. Imagine that. Now, what I'm really interested in getting at, it's a simple point, but I think it's profound, and I'm not sure how it's going to come off. Maybe it won't sound profound, but it is interesting to me, especially by listening to Heather Cox Richardson and Joanne Freeman, both serious historians. I've come to understand that whether the United States is, or that regardless what the role of democracy is in the United States, regardless the role that democracy plays in the United States, well, I guess I'm hesitating because it could very well be that democracy is in some sense part of the definition, but along with all this U.S. history from those two professors that I mentioned, you just really grow an appreciation for how much of a struggle defending the Constitution and I think it's important to note that and even though we all know this in some sense, I don't know if it gets said enough that the Constitution is an ideal. If you don't know what an ideal is, go read your Plato. The Constitution is an ideal object. And our approach to ideal objects of morality, ethics, and politics, we can read about the regulative ideal in Kant, but it's not an exercise in self-congratulation right now, because I know the names of half dozen philosophers. The Constitution is an ideal object, and it involves idealism. There's many kinds of idealism. I mean, just about every philosopher has their own definition, and they probably have a whole pocket full, or backpack full, or office full of definitions of idealism. I mean, these words are what philosophy is made of. Idealism, materialism, logicism, pragmatism, things like that. Ideal, but we, Plato and Kant. Yeah. Of all the idealists, what? No, of course there's Hegel. But, probably not enough appreciation for, even though there's a stark distinction between psychological idealism and metaphysical idealism, they're not that different. You don't get the psychological bit from Plato, you get it from Kant. But looks roughly similar to me anyway. It is an ideal. We idealize. And we mess up badly. The reality may may be far from approximating the ideal, but nevertheless, so the story goes. The cost is worth the price. The cost is worth the price, because even a half failed or even 90% failed idealist project where you have all of the fiber of your being is in it. Even if it's a total failure, what's it even mean to say it's a total failure? If you're living for the highest purpose. Evdaimonia, eudaimonia, living well. Living well. The good life. The good life. Not of greed, not of lust, but of luck. Of luck and love and care. We are indeed lucky. We are lucky. Now I'm going to sound like Professor Freeman. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, we're lucky. Because we've been pushed to the limit. Oh, and the limit goes deeper than this. It goes much deeper than this. If you've ever heard of Gulag Archipelago, but we know what's happening, right? And it can't happen. It can't not happen. We cannot lose this project. If we lose the Constitution, we will have lost the country. And the Constitution right now is hanging by a thread. You know how much of it they've shit on? I think they've pretty much shit on all of it. A fair bit. We need to defend the Constitution of the United States of America. I'm an American. My name is Dimitri Fergadis. I believe in the United States of America. I was born here. I was born in Glendale, California. The first place that I lived is probably less than 2 miles from where dear Stephen Miller went to high school in Santa Monica, California. And my dad owned apartment buildings and hamburger stands and a wholesale grocery business with his sisters. And there's so much American story in our story. One brother and 2 sisters out of 6 sisters and 1 brother. So, Mariana Eleftheria και ο πατέρας μου Konstantinos Fergadis, they came here. They made a fortune. And they gave the children a lot. And as children, second generation Greeks, I mean, that's just part of the story. My mom's part, I'll save that for another time. I mean, the Greek part is so immediate, and there's like a lot of money involved. And there's a lot of people involved. The combination of immigrants, diaspora Greeks, business people coming to the United States of America and building community and families. You know, the American story is something to do with the health of Greek diaspora and other diaspora. What is plural? Is plural diasporas? Diasporae. How about that? I like that better. Plural diasporae. Yes. The United States supports how much diaspora? I mean, the lifeblood of the country. The lifeblood of the country is immigrants. Immigrants who continue their own culture by way of American technology, financial technology, and social technology, political technology. Political technology. Do you realize how much of a mistake it would be to lose the Constitution? Irrevocable, never to get it back again. The rest of our lives will be shame as Americans. The world will look at us and spit. It'll spit. You did all that, and now you're just going to throw it in our faces? I don't want to live in shame as an American, being part of the people that fucking lost the Constitution. Please, compatriots, look alive, man. Get up, get into it, get involved. Ow! James Brown. All American shit. Compatriots. Unleash your aletheia. Unleash your parousia. Be bold and direct. You look mendacity in the face. Direct. Look falsity in the face. Direct. Say, I know the truth. I know the truth. Do you know the truth? Are you ready to demonstrate for me the truth? Let's go. Let's go. Demonstrate for me your truth. You have to write it down. I'll buy you a beer. We'll sit down and we will audit some fucking truth. Truth isn't truth isn't an excuse, an alibi. No, truth is objectivity. Truth calls everyone. Your ass is on the line because of objectivity. If you have anything to do with truth, you have to answer to objectivity. And we've made such asses out of ourselves, us Americans, over the last decades. Such asses out of ourselves. Why should anybody trust us? We don't even trust each other. We don't even trust our friends, our own families. Who do you trust? Dear compatriots, do you trust your children? Do you trust your parents? Do you trust your coworkers? Do you trust your friends? Do you trust your brothers and sisters? Who do you trust, Americans? You don't trust anybody, do you? You don't trust anybody, do you? Why do I say this? I have my evidence. I've been testing these things over the past year. If you yourself won't trust anybody, why should anybody trust you? What do you believe in? Do you really believe in something better than higher than the U.S. Constitution? I don't think I do. Could very well be that the U.S. Constitution is the very highest thing that I believe in, period. That's a good note to end on. Fuck yeah.